Bay Area Boxing Talk. This your boy Town Biz. What's going on? So, all right, in this stream, I'm going to talk about Tank having two fights signed, sealed, delivered for the most part from what we've been told, and what is the deal with him and Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellaby, and Al Heyman, and then plus also going to talk about some other stuff in between. So, with that being said, let's begin. Um, yeah, I had did a little bit of research. I had checked, and it's really nothing talking about these upcoming fights with Tank Davis. Tank Davis will return to the ring January the 7th versus Hector Luis Garcia. And if he is successful, more than likely he is headed for a showdown with Ryan Garcia. It appears that Tank already has his next two fights, basically ready. Which they used to do that back in the day. A lot of times they used to do that in early 80s and stuff. A lot of times when fighters would fight, basically they would have a next fight already, lined up. Next one or two fights lined up. And boy, do I miss those days, because now you just don't know when you're going to see some of these dudes fight. A lot of these fighters, to me, are not 100% all in, committed to the sport of boxing. And that's just a serious problem. Many of us believe that Tank will stop Garcia. Well, I believe that more than likely he's going to beat both Garcias. I think he'll beat Ryan Garcia. I think Ryan Garcia I think it'll be a tough fight for Tank the first few rounds, because Ryan Garcia's speed, I think it is going to bother Tank a little bit. But I think eventually Tank is going to catch Ryan Garcia. And I have Tank stopping Ryan Garcia probably in the late rounds. He's going to stop both Garcias. Ryan Garcia has the same problem that you've seen him in many of his fights, which is he doesn't move his head at all. And you don't think that's going to play right into Tank's hands, because Tank is going to eventually land something. Ryan Garcia has been hurt in fights before, and you just see him having that same problem. He just doesn't make adjustments very well. Joe Guzman will more than likely be the head trainer for Ryan Garcia. And Joe Guzman, from what I've seen, he trains a lot of his fighters where basically your defense is your offense and your offense is your defense. So, like I said, Ryan Garcia will have some success. I don't think Ryan Garcia hits as hard as Tank. I don't even think that's up for debate. I just think, like I said, Tank will have some issues. I think Tank will fall behind in the fight. But I just think eventually he will start imposing his will on Ryan Garcia. And I just think he will stop Ryan Garcia in the later rounds. I think, like I said, I think he'll stop Ryan Garcia between maybe the 9th and 11th round. Tank is a good finisher. So that's how I see both. But the fight will be exciting for as long as it lasts. Now, it's a question if Tank is a Mayweather fighter. It appears to me that it doesn't look like he is a Mayweather Promotions fighter, because I looked on Floyd Mayweather's social media accounts, looked on Leonard Ellaby's. Leonard Ellaby just said props for Tank and Ryan Garcia getting this fight did. And, Oscar talked about the fight getting dead. He did not mention Al Heyman one bit. So you kind of wonder, what is Al Heyman's involvement in this fight? And did Al Heyman just step aside and let Tank just make these fights because Tank wanted these fights? Because it's still a question about Tank, who he's fought thus far. It is a big question mark about Tank's competition. And the same thing with Ryan Garcia. So I think this fight is going to solidify both of them, but I still think Tank has done enough in his career to be considered a pound for pound fighter. And at the end of the day, Tank fills up arenas. He's going to fill up the Capital One Center in Washington, D.C., because I've talked to quite a bit of people. My boy LB said he's going to be there. Two Raw said he's thinking about going. My boy Torian Rain is looking like he'll be there. So J Dog may be there. So those are all my peoples in the DMV. So will I be there? Well, I don't know. I looked at some flights. It's not too much for me to come out there. The round trip flights from Oakland to DC, it's not too much. So just got to see, because I got a lot of fights that I'm going to be attending. I got to do the fight in New York. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the other fight, but it's, got to figure out whether I'm going to be in New York or Omaha, or will I be sending a correspondent to either New York or Omaha? So that's basically the limit with me. So, I plan on trying to cover both of those fights. So can't be in two places at one time, and I don't plan on cloning myself. So no. So it's either New York or Omaha, but I will have somebody for the most part covering one of those fights, whichever one I go to. But, I have an idea which fight I'm going to be at. So I'm almost sure that I know which fight I'm going to be covering. One thing about me is about communication and, and keeping it 100 with me. And that's pretty much it. But I would like to go to DC. I haven't been to DC in a while. I think the last time I was in DC was around 2012, I think. About 10 years ago, maybe 2012, maybe early 2013, maybe. So I haven't been there. Haven't been there in a while. So I would like to go. I would definitely like to go. But if not, I'm going to have somebody cover that fight on my behalf as well. So, but I just have Tank stopping Hector Luis Garcia, even though Hector Luis Garcia beat the hell out of Chris Colbert. He dropped him. And I had to really think. I was like, wait a minute, who is this dude? So I had to think. So like I said, anybody that was like sitting up there like, oh, yeah, when Tank announced he was fighting him, come on, keep it real. Y'all had to look and see who the dude was that Tank was fighting. But this is one of the question marks that has surrounded Tank, questionable competition. So the hurdles have got, the hurdles and to get the Ryan Garcia fight did apparently have been, jumped over, but they got the fight did. It's going to be a joint venture. It's going to be a joint venture between Showtime pay-per-view and DAZN pay-per-view. That's crazy. They managed to get this deal did. Like I said, Tank has an exclusive deal with Showtime, but it's good for boxing that, these hurdles got jumped, these hurdles got knocked out the way, got pushed aside or kicked out the way to make this fight happen. So it just goes to show you what I've been saying. If they really want to make fights, they can find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And it, once again, it makes you think about, some other obstacles that shouldn't have been no obstacles. Basically, you had a dude that was basically a promotional free agent, and somehow, some way, this dragged on, and you just couldn't get a fight made. But once again, Ryan Garcia and Tank, when they got in real negotiations, once again, as I told you guys, It don't take no 4, 5, 6 months to negotiate no fight. Like I said before, say what you want to say. Terrence Crawford was able to get a fight negotiated in less than 48 hours. Where the fight that we all wanted to see dragged on and stuff. And then, like I said, you got these bogus content creators basically putting out their lies as usual, because at the end of the day, they just can't accept the truth. And then you got content creators trying to play that black card stuff. And I'm not going to allow that with me because you can't play the black card with me. So nice try, though. But actually not a nice try. It's a very pathetic and poor attempt. But like I said, continue to listen to these dudes that sit up here and lie and just show that they're not about boxing, that they're fanboys. And I'm going to say this once again, keep that junk away from my channel. Don't ask me to do no debates. I don't want to do no debates because there ain't nothing to debate about. You can't debate about something that's obvious, and that's basically the truth. Like I said, a lot of these content creators are fake and they're just divisive, and that's all they are. And we just gonna leave it at that. Like I told you, it don't take no 4, 5, 6 months to negotiate no fight. So, it is what it is. If you want to keep listening to those clowns, you be my guest. Well, I'm trying to figure out how much building can you do. I mean, how much building? How much more anticipation do you need? I mean, like I said, you asked one dude to do all this stuff. You told him he had to leave. This dude couldn't be involved. That person couldn't be involved. So, like I said, the proof is in the pudding. Like I said, if you want to continue to listen to those cornballs spew out that BS, then be my guest. How many times have I been right versus them being wrong? So you think about that, and then you tell me who know what they talking about. Because I've been right more than I've been wrong. I've been more accurate. I done more sharpshooting while them dudes is shooting sideways and not hitting a target. So they can do that old dog stuff all they want. So, I mean, they could keep doing old dog. Like I said, keep listening to these clowns. Like I said, I'm gonna tell you right now, as a dude that go to the range quite a bit, for the most part, shooting sideways don't work. So I'm just telling you. And that's how they shoot. They shoot sideways, and they don't hit the target. They just make up stuff. They're storytellers. You know what I'm saying? For real, they literally storytellers. They just make up stuff. Can't back up none of the stuff they say, but they have a mass audience that believe that baloney. So, that's on them. But at the end of the day, when they get proven to be wrong, then they have to keep coming up with more baloney. They have to keep coming up with more caps. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Real spit. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's easy to shut them down. It's real easy to debunk most of the stuff they say. But, like I said, Ryan Garcia Tank got made. And when they went into real serious negotiations, like I said, it took like maybe a month's top to make the fight. The hurdles was the network. And they found a way to get it done. So once again, if that's the case, that just goes to show you there was no network hurdles in the way of the other fight get made. It was a stall tactic, and that's all that's been happening. And you heard people being wishy-washy and all this kind of stuff, but it's cool. Let them be. Let them be. But I don't think Tank is a Mayweather fighter anymore because, like I said, and if he still is, this just tells you all you need to know about Floyd, and it tells you about Leonard Ellerbe. Their client has 2 fights coming up, and they supposed to be doing whatever it takes to try to sell this fight and help promote this fight. But at the end of the day, you looked at Floyd, you saw something in Floyd that is a serious problem with Floyd. Floyd don't want to give the limelight to anybody. He wants to be the center of attention. You have a star in Tank, but you don't really go out of your way to try to, promote him. Tank should be on talk shows. Tank should be, you know what I'm saying? Tank should be making his rounds, but Tank has a big following. Like I said, I'm disappointed that Tank isn't fighting Gary Russell Jr., that he fighting a Mexican or Hispanic, whatever you want to call it, and Washington, D.C., Chocolate City. It's real disappointing because I feel Gary Russell Jr. could have got that chance. That would have been huge. Tank versus Gary Russell Jr., D.C. You got the DMV versus the DMV. I mean, Baltimore is only like Baltimore is about maybe 40 miles away from DC, but it take about an hour to get there sometimes, depending on traffic, because they got some weird freeways out there. The freeways out there is like really weird, like the way you may drive into Baltimore, you may not come back the same way. It's just, they just got some weird freeways out there. You really need Google Maps and you really do. But yeah, this is what I've been saying. This is what I've been talking about for the longest. Well, that just goes to show you what I've been talking about. Once again, they didn't have no problem. And this is what I'll be saying about Al Haymon. And that's why I tell you, don't listen to these bogus ass Negroes that be talking all this, trying to make you feel guilty about criticizing Al Haymon. But yet these cornballs is constantly tearing down a black dude. And then you have people undermining, Blue Blood Sports. And I knew they was going to turn on Blue Blood. But like I said, I've always been my own man. And I'm going to continue to say that, because at the end of the day, people think that I don't know that they've been lying to me about certain things, though. But, keep thinking that. And that's all I'm going to say. But I'm going to use it later on. That just goes to show you. But this is what I'm saying. I want y'all to think about this. This is real hard. I want y'all to think about this real hard. This is real talk. This is your guy, Al Haymon. So Al Haymon have $60 million to give to Conor McGregor. I want y'all to let this sink in. See, this is how I'm gonna body these cornballs. This is how I'm gonna body these cornballs, these fake pro-black Negroes. This is how I'm gonna body them. Once again, here's the paper trail. Here's the body evidence. So let me get this straight. You don't think a former, you don't think a former undisputed champion, and it doesn't matter what Terrence Crawford did at lower weight classes or what he did at 135. He was undisputed at 140. Doesn't matter. But I want you to let this sink in. Let this sink in. This is your guy, Al Haymon, who care more about anybody, but who care more about other non-black fighters than he do actual fighters. They had $60 million to give Conor McGregor for Floyd Mayweather. And it, to me, what shouldn't have been counted as his 50th fight. Conor McGregor never had a professional boxing match ever in his life. But somehow, some way, they found $60 million at least to give Conor McGregor. They had $40 million for Canelo to fight Caleb Plant, but they don't even want to guarantee Terrence Crawford a certain amount of money. They want him to take the net profit and just, hey, You'll get paid off that, no guarantee, no back end money. But this is what the pro black Negroes fail to mention. I see how it is to body these dudes, but they want to make it look like Terrence Crawford is the one that's preventing the fight. This is Al Heyman. This is his pattern. And then when they have pay-per-views, he put the Mexicans on there. He just recently had a brother as a co-feature. And how long ago had it been since a brother was a co-feature on a pay-per-view, which was Anthony Durrell. But then they making you pay for Ortiz and Luis and Areola. So, but that's your guy Al Heyman, and then you got these dudes sitting up here trying to play that black card. Oh, why are black content creators talk? Man, please. But there you go. That should tell you all you need to know about the PBC, about Al Heyman. But they talked about, but you got Tim Smith saying, well, we don't know how much money we could come up with for Terrence Crawford, established fighter. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Like I said, I don't need to go on no debate show because I can body these dudes. Because like I said, they can't respond. They can't turn around and come with a legitimate response to that. Ask yourself that. He has $60 million for Conor McGregor. And then people upset that Terrence Crawford asked to see the books, and that he don't. And then Terrence Crawford still could have went in on Al Heyman, and Terrence Crawford still tried to stay on code and say that Al Heyman is a charming guy. Because I would have went off. But this is why you guys. This is why I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is the real reason why I've been banned. This is why I've been banned. This is why I've been blacklisted from covering any PBC fights. This is why I'm banned. This is why that I've been denied. This is why I've been denied to cover any PBC fights. PBC fights. Because I told the truth and I asked the questions that a lot of these cornballs that sit up behind their desks and sit up in the shadows and stuff and say stupid stuff. You know, and the funny thing is they sit up here and suck up to the PBC and Al Heyman did ban most of these people from attending any PBC events. See, nobody wants to have those conversations. No, I'm just keeping it a buck. Nobody don't want to tell the truth. Nobody wants to bring this up. Nobody wants to talk about this. Ask yourself that. So it's like that song by Nipsey Hussle. Where the money at? Where the money at? Like I said before, you got 60-70 million for Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor got guaranteed money. He got a percentage of the gate, and he got a percentage of the pay-per-view. But you don't want to give Terrence Crawford nothing? See, that's why I keep like knocking these Errol Spence fanatics down, because they can't mess with me. For real. See, it's easy to body the Legion of Spence fans. See, they can't bring that up. See, they don't want to bring that up. They don't want to talk about that because that's all they do is half tell the story. That's all they do. Some of these dudes, like I said, is Black Klansmen. They like the Fox News of boxing. Real talk. And I know that they listening. Like I told you, I ain't got no damn boss. I don't answer to nobody. And I'm going to say this once again. I don't give a damn about y'all not liking me. It don't bother me one bit. I'm doing perfectly fine. Like I said before, once again, let that sink in. You had all this money to pay Conor McGregor. And they'll say, oh, Conor McGregor, see, this is going to try to be their cap. Oh, well, Conor McGregor is a big draw in UFC. UFC though. But it don't matter. You still made that fight happen. You still paid that white man more than you ever paid any PBC fighter. And if I'm a PBC fighter, I'm thinking to myself, damn, this dude ain't never had a professional boxing match in his life, but he made more in one fight that I probably didn't made in my entire career. Conor McGregor got filthy rich off that Floyd Mayweather fight. Filthy rich. But you see, that fight got dead. And then these people had the audacity to be sitting up here trying to attack Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford weighed his options. But that's these dumbasses for y'all. And then these dudes, they get mad at me. They listen to my videos and then they flag them. Once again, let that sink in. Conor McGregor never had a professional boxing match ever in his life. But yet this man made, it's anybody's guess how much Conor McGregor made off that Floyd Mayweather fight. But I know he took home at least 60 million. He had guaranteed money. Guaranteed money. Never, I mean, like I said before, Conor McGregor laughed all the way to the bank. And then, like I said, those PBC dudes sitting up there like, damn, what's up with me? And once again, no disrespect to Caleb Plant, but you found $10 million to give to Caleb Plant. Oh, man. I'm just asking that question. Nobody can answer that question. Ask yourself if you Adrian Broner. Ask yourself if you Spence. Ask yourself if you Danny Garcia. Ask yourself if you some of the other dudes on the PBC roster, the brothers. Like I said before, Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather gave all that money to Conor McGregor. That was a slap in the face for Conor McGregor to make in one fight. Then probably none of them dudes that made their entire boxing career. Ask yourself if you Jamal or Jamel Charlo, you Austin Trout, all those dudes that's tied to the PBC, see some white dude that's an MMA fighter come in there and make 60, 70, maybe even up to 100 million out the gate, who never had a professional fight. But these are the same cornballs that'll sit up here and try to tear down Terrence Crawford. So shut y'all asses up and go back to your white wives or your non-black wives and shut y'all asses up. You see how these dudes getting that work? I'm giving these dudes that work because this is easy. Just keep it. I'm just keeping it a buck. Just keep it a buck. Ask yourself if you Tank. I guarantee you Tank ain't getting no 60 billion for no fight. At the end of the day, Floyd was retired. And that's what I'm saying. He make it always about him. Ask yourself that. If you a PBC fighter and you see Floyd make hundreds of millions of dollars fighting Conor McGregor, and you a dude on the come up, you try to work your way up. And that's what I'm saying about Floyd. Floyd don't want nobody to get where he is. Ask yourself if you Deontay Wilder and you seeing this dude, this white boy. And then based off the fact how they sold the fight, they told Conor McGregor to say suspect stuff. So that means once again, they knew Conor McGregor was going to say that suspect racist stuff. But they did it to sell the fight, which means they compromised themselves, which means they sold out. Let's just keep it a buck. Nobody wants to have these conversations. Nobody wants to have these conversations. Ask those Errol Spence fanatics that question. While they sitting up there saying that Terrence Crawford really didn't want the fight and that Terrence Crawford should believe everything Al Heyman says. I don't want to hear nothing about Conor McGregor being this big UFC star. That man never had a professional fight in his life as a boxer. Real talk. Conor McGregor made more money in one fight with Floyd Mayweather than what Sugar Ray Leonard's net worth is right now. They said Sugar Ray Leonard's net worth is around maybe $60 to $70 million. Conor McGregor made that in one night. There you have it. This too easy. This too easy. I want that to really sink in while you got the fake pro black mafia, trying to play that card with there's black attacks on Al Heyman. Man, please shut y'all asses up. Please stop it. Please stop it. Because I had to really think about all this stuff, and I had to look at Al Heyman's track record. While everybody's sitting up there making it look like he's some kind of god or something. And, I'm seeing people making videos worshiping Al Heyman for Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Look, Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia is a good fight, but let's not make it look like it's a barn burner. Okay? Let's not make it look like it was something people was begging and pleading with to happen. It's a good fight. It's a good fight where you have two guys that's in their prime fighting. But let's not make it look like this is, you know what I'm saying, for real. Let's not make it look like this is Thomas Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard 1. Okay? Let's not make it look like this is in the same caliber with Ali Frazier 1 or Ali versus Foreman. Stop it. Okay? It's not even close. And like I said before, I don't even think Al Heyman played a role in this fight getting made. I don't even know if this is going to be under the PBC banner. Because like I said before, it might be. This might be one of the very last ones, but I didn't hear Oscar De La Hoya mention anything about Al Heyman being involved or how much involvement they got in this fight. And then when you go to the social media accounts, you don't see Leonard Ellaby or Floyd Mayweather talking about neither one of these Tank fights. But you supposed to be fighting under a promotional better. So if Tank is still a Mayweather fighter, that says a lot about them. Now keep in mind, Tank also revealed that he believes, for the most part, that Leonard Ellaby and Floyd Mayweather were rooting against him when he fought Rolly. He said somebody overheard Leonard Ellaby saying that Rolly was going to knock him out. And he tweeted that. And I think it's been deleted, but I have the receipts. So, that video is ready. It'll get posted soon enough. So, that came out of Tank's own mouth. And, Tank had been sitting subliminals towards them for a minute. Tank has expressed on several occasions how unhappy he was with Mayweather Promotions. And Tank went as far to insinuate that he felt to a certain degree that Floyd Mayweather might have been a little jealous of him. And that wouldn't surprise me, because that go hand in hand what I've been saying about Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather doesn't want to share the limelight with anybody. He always has to be the center of attention everywhere he goes. Even when he went to that private screening of Will Smith movie that's coming out next month, of course, he had to have Will Smith do a whole segment talking about how him and Will Smith are good friends now. And Will Smith said Floyd Mayweather called him every day after the situation with Chris Rock. And that's cool. And that might have been from the heart. But, Floyd was sitting up there yucking it up when Will Smith was praising him. And that's cool. Will Smith needed that. Don't have no problem with that. But I'm just saying that's how Floyd gets down. He likes for everybody to be talking about him. This is the epitome of what you call a attention whore. He does this on purpose. Like I said, every time Deontay Wilder announces he has a fight, that's another person that Floyd kind of was acting funny towards. This Floyd was visibly, so like I said before, once again, where's the pro-black mafia at? Because they only want to play the black card when it comes to Terrence Crawford. But once again, you have Floyd, who was visibly mad at the results of Wilder Fury 1, to the point where Floyd was cussing out reporters and all that stuff and getting, talking crazy to him. Floyd was visibly rooting against Deontay Wilder. Then when Deontay Wilder loses in the second fight, did Floyd, once again, who just wants to put his name out there. Oh, I'll train Deontay Wilder for the rematch versus Tyson Fury. Oh, he need to keep his head up. Power to the people. Oh, where was that power to the people when he was fighting Tyson Fury the first time? Like I said, Deontay Wilder made Tyson Fury relevant, whether people like it or not. It doesn't matter what his pay-per-view numbers is, because at the end of the day, that was his first fight back. But I can tell you right now, Deontay Wilder is a household name now. People know who the dude is. I could put it to you this way, and this is real talk. What you think the number's gonna be for? What you think the number's gonna be for Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora? While everybody was sitting up talking about what Deontay Wilder's pay-per-view numbers was versus Robert Helenius. Wasn't Tyson Fury versus Dillian White? Wasn't the pay-per-view number so bad to where they didn't even really put what the pay-per-view numbers was? Okay, there you have it. There you have it. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying, what was the pay-per-view numbers for Tyson Fury versus Dillian White? They were so bad to where they never even put out the actual numbers. So once again, Tyson Fury, he can't sell no pay-per-views without Deontay Wilder. That's why they talking about possibly a fourth fight. That's why Tyson Fury won't retire, because he need another big payday. Like I said, nobody cared about Tyson Fury until Deontay Wilder decided to fight him. Nobody cared. But that just goes to show you the influence that we as black people have, whether you like us or not. Just keeping it a buck. Well, I'm just saying, Tyson Fury ain't gonna get a big payday unless he fight Deontay Wilder. The only time people checking for Tyson Fury is when he fighting Wilder. That's it. That's all. And that's why they talking about possibly a fourth fight. Nobody cares. I'm just keeping it a buck. Nobody cares about Tyson Fury. Not really in the States. And then Tyson Fury, he can't even fight. Well, and then that's the thing. Even if they have a fourth fight, Wilder might have to come. Wilder would have to go to the UK and fight, because Tyson Fury can't get a green card to come into the States or a temporary visa because of his affiliation with Daniel Canahan. So there you have it. So that's the whole premise of everything. That's the point that I was trying to make. And that's what I'm saying about some of these fake content creators. Faker than a $6 bill. Only want to play the black card when it's convenient. They didn't have no smoke for, a lot of them didn't have no smoke for Floyd Mayweather. And then it's funny how some of these people, and I'm gonna tell you now, it's funny how some of these people all of a sudden they Wilder fans. But then I remember back in the day, you had a lot of people making videos said that they thought Wilder lost to Tyson Fury in the first fight. But, you know, that's how these dudes do. They inconsistent. You know, like I told you, they want to play the black card when it's convenient. They know who they is. They know who they is. Now flag this video. And I'm waiting for some of them to say something about me. I'm waiting for them to personally say my name so I really can humiliate them. So I really can expose they lying asses and how fake they is and how they really ain't on that pro-black shit. Just keep it a buck. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now all of a sudden people love Wilder, but I remember a lot of people was making videos talking about oh, they thought Wilder lost to Fury. Like I said, I've always supported Wilder, and everybody knows that. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's some stuff going on behind the scenes. I just want to tell a certain person, I know that you're lying. I know that you're lying, and I got proof that you lied. So I'm just gonna keep that a buck, and I'm gonna say that for later too. I got proof that you lied. I got proof that you've been lying. But it's cool though. But I'm one of the like I said, I've always had Wilder's back because I respect the brother. He true. And the compassion that he has, he knows who he is. I've always respected Wilder. Like I said, win, lose, or draw. But like I said before, there's a lot of people that jumped on the bandwagon. You know, at first they was talking mad shit about Wilder. Mad, saying he wasn't that good, saying he couldn't box and all that kind of stuff. But then, you know, things change. Things change a little bit, you know, when certain things happen. You know, I ain't gonna go into deep detail. But you know, I could just, all I could say is I got a pretty damn good memory. I got a pretty damn good memory. And that's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, appreciate y'all for listening. It's your boy Town Biz. I'm out.